Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga B33. I'm Melissa and I'm changing our surroundings a little bit. It's so beautiful out, and so I thought we would try this and see what it does for our senses to be outside, to be surrounded by the pretty autumn flowers and pumpkins and in front of my home. So I'd like to use this as inspiration and guide you all through a gentle chair yoga session. As always, I encourage you all to take this time to have a conversation with your own bodies. Listen to yourselves, listen to your body and what it needs, what it needs and what it wants and what it doesn't want. If anything feels uncomfortable or that you're straining, I want you to pull back, relax, take a breath, and maybe just sit one out, or we can find modifications for some of the poses and exercises. But I would just I just want everybody to leave feeling better than when they got here today. So let's get started. Let's begin by sitting back in our chairs, backs resting against the back, and let's open our mind's eye a little bit and encourage our forehead to relax. So let's place our fingertips in the center of our forehead between our eyebrows and just gently press, not hard, and then just drag your fingers across your forehead like you're opening a curtain. Drag them all the way back to your temples. And then lay your hands in your lap. Let's place a hand over our hearts in a calming gesture. And let's close our eyes and begin with 2 cleansing breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Let's rest our hands on our laps. And let's begin by opening our neck and throat. We'll just, with the next inhale, and you all feel free to open your eyes or close them and listen to my voice. We're just going to lift our chins up as we inhale, opening the throat. And then as you exhale, bring your chins down to your chest. Don't slump over. Make the back of your neck nice and long. Feel your shoulders drop away from your ears. We're sitting up tall at this point, and we're going to inhale and lift the chin. Exhale, lower the chin. And now let's just take some gentle neck rolls. We're just going to roll our heads over to the left till our left ear is over our left shoulder. And then we're going to roll chin back down to chest and up and over on the right side. And just go back and forth at your own pace with this for a moment. Feel your range of motion. Encourage your neck muscles to relax and to warm up. We always want to warm up our muscles before we begin working them or stretching them or anything. And the best way to do that is simply movement. So let's go down onto our shoulders here. We're just lifting them up to our ears. Draw your shoulder blades together behind you, and then drop your shoulders down away from your ears, and then roll them forward and lift them up. Shoulder blades together and down. Just big, exaggerated rolls. Warming up those shoulder blades. And opposite direction. Okay, now let's lift our shoulders up to our ears and let them drop. Up, let them drop. Up and drop. One more time. Okay, drop. Okay. Now let's begin. Let's reach our arms nice and wide, stick out our chests, pulling our arms back behind us. lifting our chins, opening the chest, opening the throat, opening the heart, inhaling. And then as you exhale, let's bring our hands, interlacing our fingers behind us, behind our head, pushing our elbows out to the side and maybe pushing them back a little bit. And we're going to inhale again, lifting the chin, sticking out the chest, sticking out the belly. And then as you exhale, draw your chin to your chest, bring your elbows together, kind of slump down a little bit. And then you inhale and open those elbows, lift the chin, stick out the chest, and exhale down. Just go back and forth at your own pace. Move with your own breath. Listen to your own body. Okay, really open that chest, and now let's drop our hands down to our tops of our thighs. Let's sit forward a little bit. We're going to continue that motion down our spine with a seated cat-cow. So again, we're going to inhale, stick out our chest and our bellies, lifting the chin, arching the back. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, roll your shoulders forward, chin to chest, slump back, curving the spine. And then inhale again. Chin up, chest out, shoulders down and back. Exhale. Just kind of let your hands slide up and down your thighs as you go from cat to cow. And move with your own breath, at your own pace. And this will warm up the rest of your spine into your lower back. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Faster warms you up a little better, but slower eases you in a little better. So just listen to your bodies, see what it wants. Okay, and then let's come up. And we're sitting away from the back of the chair. I'm going to drop our hands down by our side. Sitting up nice and tall. Think about where you're stacked. You want your knees directly over your ankles, stacked directly on top. You want your shoulders directly above your hips. You don't want to be forward and you don't want to be back. Just sitting nice and nice even lines. Okay, we got our palms facing each other at the moment, hands out, and we're going to inhale. Sweep those arms up. Palms together, looking up at our palms, reaching up nice and tall. See if you can create space between your ribs, between each vertebra. And then bring our palms back down to heart center. Drop our hands. Again, inhale and sweep. Reaching. Exhale. Palms to heart center. Down. Inhale. Down to heart center. Drop. Inhale, reaching, and then this time as you exhale, turn to the left. Bring your left arm over the back of the chair, your right arm to the outside of your left knee. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder, but make sure your sit bones are sitting securely down in the seat and they're not twisting with you. You want them to stay parallel, square to the front of the seat. Just with each inhale, see if you can sit a little taller. Each exhale, maybe look over your shoulder a little further, even just moving your eyes a little further behind you. Okay. And then we're going to slowly unwind out of this. First your head, then your shoulders, and then the rest of you. Every time we come out of a pose, do it as gently as you went into it. You don't want to suddenly jerk your way out of a pose and do it quickly. You want to ease yourself in and out of these. Okay, again, palms down by the side, reaching up, and exhale, turn to the right. Sitting up nice and tall. Left hand is to the outside of the right knee, right arm is over the back of the chair. Inhale and exhale. Breathe into the belly. And now gently unwind head, shoulders, and your torso. Let's come forward a little more and let's bring our knees a little wide. We're sitting towards the front of the chair, but make sure you are firmly supported, sit bones in the seat of the chair, and you have a good foundation where you know you are going to stay in the chair no matter which way you go. All right, so we're going to palms down by our sides, facing each other. Straight arms, we're going to sweep them in front of us this time. Keep the hands shoulder width apart. Reaching up. Okay, with your feet firmly on the floor, keeping your back straight, keeping your arms straight, we're going to bend just at the hips. Coming forward slowly. And you can either come all the way down to the floor, or you can put your forearms on top of your thighs for support. Find which way is most comfortable and supportive to you. But we would just want to loosen our head by letting our neck relax. You want to be fully supported so that your neck isn't doing the work to hold your head. And you can encourage that by nodding your head yes, shaking it no. Just dangle there, kind of like a rag doll. Just encouraging that reverse of blood flow. And now, if you don't have your forearms on your top of your thighs, move them there now, sitting up. And I've got both my forearms resting on top of my thighs, just like that. I'm looking at the floor, and the crown of my head is reaching forward, and my tailbone is reaching back. My back is as straight as I can possibly make it. And I'm gazing at the floor. Now we're going to use our upper back muscles, our neck and upper back muscles, to slowly lift our gaze up to where you are looking across the room. Use the upper back muscles between your shoulders, on top of your shoulders, to hold yourself here. Using your strength, helping your posture. Okay, and then slow controlled movement. Use those muscles to lower your gaze again, looking at the floor. Okay. Lift your gaze, look across the room. Slowly lower your gaze down, looking at the floor. One more time, slow controlled movements, looking up and looking down. And now I want you to roll back up into your seat. Just roll your spine, stack each vertebra one at a time on top of each other until you are sitting up nice and straight. Let's bring that warm up down into our lower backs now. So we're still sitting towards the front of the seat, and we're gonna just do the windshield wipers. So we're just gonna let our knees swing from side to side. And this time you're gonna let your sit bones move. Move with your knees. Don't try and keep them planted. You're gonna let just kind of a nice little twist to the lower back. I've got my hands behind me on the seat of the chair, or you can grab the sides of the seat. It depends on the chair and it depends on you where you want to place those hands. Just make sure you have good support. Really warming and loosening up all that around your lower back, tops of your hips, sciatic nerves. Okay, and then sitting forward, let's make our knees a little bit wider here. Sitting up tall, and we're gonna warm up the hip joints themselves. So we're gonna bring the knees together and then apart. Together, apart, together, apart. Just kind of a different sort of windshield wiper. And you can maybe feel that ball and socket joint, getting some movement, warming it up, loosening it up. Really important to keep our hips loose, warmed up. Movement's kind of like the oil can to the Tin Man. Gets things flowing through there. Viscosity. Okay. All right, let's leave our feet down, and now sit back just slightly so that you have a lot of the seat underneath your thighs. Not all the way back to the back necessarily, but let's just cross the right leg over the left and really check your alignment here too. You want your left knee right on top of the left ankle. You want your right ankle, the top of your right ankle, on top of your left knee. And everybody, this is one of those, everyone's built different. Your knee might be up, or you might be one of those people your knee can just make a 90-degree angle right there. I'm not one of those. But keep your right foot flexed in this. Check your sit bones. Is there equal weight on both sit bones? Are you leaning over and putting your weight on one more than the other? You don't want that. Try and even the distribution of the weight evenly to both sit bones. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to drop the shoulders away from the ears. Chin kind of parallel to the floor, sitting up really nice and tall. And if you're like me, you're already feeling a stretch around the right hip. And if not, keeping your back straight, lean forward a little, lean into it, and that deepens the stretch. And I want you to just sink into it, sink into that pulling sensation through your hip. Take deep breaths, imagining that oxygen being sent right to that joint, all around your hip bones and the ligaments and the tendons. Just send them a little extra oxygen, helping them breathe, helping them create space. Just lean back gently, coming out of the pose gently. Release that foot back down to the floor. Now, left leg on top of the right. Again, check that alignment. Right knee over the right ankle. Top of the left ankle on top of the right thigh or knee. Flexing the left foot. Equal weight on both sit bones. Find that place. You may see that one side is tighter than the other. This side is tighter for me than the right side. Again, just feel that stretch throughout the left side of the hip. And if you're not feeling enough of a stretch, lean forward, keeping your back straight. Breathe into those tight spaces. And let's lean back and release that foot down to the floor. Sitting up nice and tall, equal weight on both sit bones. Let's reach our arms out to the side, nice and wide. Point your fingers up to the sky and stretch each side like you're trying to touch the left wall and the right wall of the room at the same time. Really stretching that forearm and all the way up through your arms. Everybody's going to feel this a little more intensely or less so, depending on the way you are, where you're experiencing tightness. And now let's point the fingers down towards the floor. Curl them up under your hand. It can really deepen the stretch to the forearm. And then let's bring our fingers up to the sky. And then point them down, curl them under. Again, up and down and up. And now let's rotate the wrist. Just big circles. And the opposite direction. Up and let's cross our arms. I'm sorry, go back. Just reaching out now. We're going to continue to work on the hip. Bring the right arm on top of the left, straight arms. We're going to bend at the elbows, and you can bring the backs of your hands together or twist your hands around where the palms are together, or you can place your hands on top of your shoulders, whichever. So we've got our right arm on top. Let's cross our our right leg on top of the left so that we are in seated eagle. And we're going to continue with those shoulders and the hips stretching and strengthening. So we're going to inhale and lift our elbows up. Feel the pull across the back of your upper back and your shoulders. And then you exhale and lower the elbows. Inhale, raise them. Exhale, lower the elbows. One more. And lower. Gently unwind your arms. Uncross the legs. Again, reach nice and big. Stick out that chest. Open the heart. Bring the left arm on top of the right. Bend at the elbows. Backs of the hands together. palms together or both hands on your shoulders. Cross the left leg over the right, sitting up nice and tall, equal weight on both sit bones. And inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower them. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Unwind the arms. Uncross the legs. And now we're sitting towards the front of the chair. If you're not already, bring yourself there. We're going to strengthen our core quickly. So we're going to, again, cross your arms and in front of you. You can place your arms on top of your shoulders or just on top of each other. And we're just going to make sure we have a good foundation with our feet solid on the floor. Our back is straight, equal weight on both sit bones. And keeping your back straight, using your abdominal muscles, the muscles through here, you're just going to slowly lean back, rolling back on your sit bones to touch your upper back to the back of the chair, and then come back up. And then keep that back straight. Slow, controlled movements. Use those abdominal muscles to lean back, tap your back to the back of the chair, and then slowly come up. Slow and controlled. Targeting, focusing on those lower abdominal muscles. And it's important to keep these strong, not just to have a six-pack, show off in the bikini and the bathing suit. It's very important to keep your core strong because it supports your back. If your core, your abdominals are weak, you're going to rely more on your back muscles to hold yourself, to do things. And that's when we can strain them and hurt them. So, keeping that core strong will just simply make you feel stronger, and it will help protect your back. And we're just going back and forth. One more. Okay, let's drop our hands. Bring our legs, our knees in together here a little bit, and we're gonna work our knees and thighs. So let's just bring our left knee up into our chest, interlace our fingers, pull that knee in towards your chest. Let's check our posture and our alignment. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Back is straight. Crown of the head is reaching up. Back of the neck is nice and long. And now let's interlace the fingers underneath the left thigh and extend the left leg. We are pointing the toe. We are flexing the foot. Point the toe. Flex the foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. And now let's rotate the ankle. And the opposite direction. And flex. Bend the knee and lower our leg back down. Right knee. Interlace the fingers, sitting up tall. Crown of the head reaching. Sit bones evenly on the chair. Shoulders down away from your ears. Interlace the fingers underneath the thigh. Extend that right leg. Flex the foot. And point the toe. And flex. And point. Flex. And point. Flex, point, rotate. And opposite direction. Okay, and bend the knee and lower. Great. Okay, well, now that we've warmed up our ankles and our knees and our thighs, we're going to stand up and move to the back of the chair. And we're going to work on strengthening ourselves. I'm just going to turn my chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing. You want to make sure you have plenty of room behind you. Kind of maybe take a moment to arrange yourself. And you're going to keep your hands on the back of the chair, back straight, arms are straight. Walk backwards, keeping that back straight, and just bend at the hips. And keep going backwards until your face is between your elbows and looking down at the floor. Your back is straight. You're feeling a stretch to places in your shoulders and upper back that you don't usually get. And breathe. And now slowly walk forward. Keep those arms straight. Keep the back straight. Keep our hands on the back of the chair. And we're going to strengthen those ankles. First, before we exhaust them, let's just work on the balance. We don't want our ankles being tired while we're working on balance. So just shift your weight. I'm going to move my chair over here. Shift your weight to the left foot. I can do this without the chair, but you can see my legs. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Bring your right foot up off the floor if you can. You keep both hands on the back of the chair at this point. Okay. And you are welcome to put your leg on your calf, or if you can, up on your thigh. Don't rest it on your knee. That's hard on the knee. And you're welcome to move into tree pose if you are in that place to do so. And if not, the rest of us are just going to see if we can let go of the back of the chair. And you don't have to place your foot there. You can just hold it up off the floor. And you're just going to see if you, the whole point is to see if you can stand on one foot. Keep your gaze focused on something still in front of you. A spot on the floor or on the wall, something that isn't moving. If your neighbor is flying or waving around, don't look at them. That won't help. But just see if you can stand on one foot. Go back to touching the chair and putting your foot down as much as you need. Keep trying to lift it back up. If you're ready to go into tree pose, do so now. Palms at heart center, reaching up nice and tall. And lower. All right. To the right foot. We're going to start with both feet firmly on the floor. Now, shift that weight to the right leg. Lift your left foot up. Focus your gaze. See if you can release the back of the chair. Go back to it as much as you need. And again, if you're ready, you can move into tree pose. And if not, just stay where you are and just improve your balance by trying and trying to just stand on one foot. Even in the trying, we're improving our balance. Even if you feel like you can't do it, you can't stand on one foot, just trying to will help and improve your balance. Even just a little bit, and even just a little bit of improvement is good. All right. So now we have worked our ankles and now to the knees. I'm going to keep the chair away so you guys can see. So we're just feet apart, standing feet apart. And you can do one of two things. We're going to do squats, or you can go one leg at a time, back and forth. We're just going to work the thighs and the knees. And when you're doing this, if you're doing a squat, check your alignment. You don't want your knees, coming forward or anything. You want to try and keep them over the ankle. Try and keep them. We're going to just squat down and come back up as you're able. Keep your hands on the back of the chair probably. Or you could just going back and forth, one and then the other. I'm doing them both. Whichever one you prefer is up to you. And I encourage really slow, controlled movements in this as well. It requires a little more of your muscles for the slow, controlled, rather than using your momentum to go up and down. It's intentional movement. One more. Okay. Come back to seating. Come back to seated. That sun feels good. Oh, okay. We are going to stretch out our sides, and let's do that by just bringing our knees over to the left side of the chair. And bring your right sit bone slightly off the seat of the chair. Not much. You want to make sure you are firmly seated in the chair and you're not going to go falling off. But let's first stretch that thigh that we just worked out. We're going to bend the knee and point that knee towards the floor. You're going to try and get a straight line from your hip bone down to your knee, really stretching the front of the thigh and the hip flexor. Breathe into those tight spaces. If you'd like, you can straighten your leg, bringing our hips, though, square in front of us, arms in front of us, palms facing each other. Reach up. Keep those hands shoulder width apart, lifting up, looking up. And now bring those arms out across from each other. Straight line. Gaze is over the left fingertips, gazing off into the distance. And now bring that left forearm down on top of your left thigh. Preferably you have your legs straight here rather than bent if you can. And then just sweep that right arm over, creating a straight line from your right fingertips down to your right toes. Hold your weight on top of your left thigh with your left forearm. Feel that stretch all the way down your right side. And breathe. Breathe into the belly. Let's come back up. Lower the arm. Bring the knees together. And let's switch over to the right side. And right sit bone is off the chair. Right knee is pointing down towards the floor, stretching out that hip flexor. And then straighten the leg if you can. Straight arms in front of you, sweeping them up. Warrior one, look up at your hands. Bring those arms down, straight across from each other. Gaze is over the right fingertips. Bring that right forearm down on top of the right thigh. Left arm straight and reaching over. Straight line between your left fingertips and your left toes. Feel that stretch all the way down your left side of your body. And when you're doing this, make sure you're not leaning, turning forward. Rotate, making your chest open, almost like you're trying to turn it up to the sky. You're not going to make that twist, but move in that direction rather than towards the floor. Breathing into the belly. Stretching out all around your hips, between your ribs, around your shoulder blades. And lower back down. Bring those knees together. And let's lean back into the chair. Let's find that comfortable spot to rest our feet and our knees. Comfortable place with our backs against the back of the chair so we feel fully supported so that we can relax. Go into a natural state. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to think of your entire body in terms of cells. And that's really what your body is made of. Just billions and trillions of cells, all next to each other. And that's all you are. You can just picture like your whole body is just made up of little dots. But between these dots, there is space. They don't crunch together. Just picture those, all those little cells, all those little dots, relaxing away from each other. We're going to take a scan of the body. And we're just going to imagine a breeze. You've become sort of a pillar of salt here, in a good way. We're just going to let those cells just relax and just float away from each other. Let's start with the crown of the head. See all those cells separating from each other. Across your forehead, the crown of your head, back of your head. So much space between those cells. As they move apart, a breeze comes along and blows them away. And they all just drift off into the breeze. Like a dandelion puff, like a pillar of salt. Bring that focus down into your face. Feel all those little cells holding together in your ears, in your cheeks, your nose, and your eyes, your jaw. Let them all just float away from each other, giving each other lots of space. And let that breeze come along and blow them all away like dandelion puffs. Think of the cells in the back of your neck and throat. Let them float away from each other. Let that breeze blow them away. Bring your focus to your shoulders, tops of your shoulders, your shoulder joints, your upper chest, your collarbone. Let all those cells separate, let go, and blow away. Bring that focus down your arms, your upper arms into your elbows and across your chest and upper back, in your lungs and your heart. All those cells are just going to let go of each other. Let go of the tension and the energy that holds it all together. Let them float away, creating space, giving each cell its own personal space. And let the breeze blow them all away. Bring that focus into your forearms and your abdomen and your lower back. All those organs in between, all those cells, let go of each other and take their own personal space, getting their own breathing room. Releasing and blowing away. We've got our hips, our hands, our thighs. Release all tension between all the cells in your fingernails, in your wrists, in your hip joints. Let the space just expand and blow away. Bring that focus down into your knees. Create all kinds of space from those cells around your kneecap and underneath, backs of your knees, down your calves and your shins. Let all those cells just float away from each other. And let them blow away. All we have left is our ankles and our feet. Tops of our feet, bottoms of our feet, our toes and toenails. All those cells just fall away from each other. Separate, relax, and blow away. And take a big inhale. And as you inhale, you're drawing all your cells back to you, back to your spirit, back to your inner light. Pulling your body back together, becoming solid once more. And we're going to open our eyes. Inhale again, open your arms nice and wide and wrap yourself up in your arms, hugging yourself, holding yourself together. Solid once more. Palms to heart center. The light within me knows the light within you, sees and honors it, and it is in that place we are all one. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed joining me on my porch. There were some noisy motorcycles that went by. Hopefully that wasn't too distracting. I'll have to listen and see. Anyway, I encourage you to go out and find your own little space of beauty. practice focusing on yourselves, having that conversation with your body as you move through any pose or activity you're doing. Be mindful, be present, be blessed. Namaste.